Hi, my name is Tania. I'm your intro soul guide and founder here at Museflower Retreat and Spa, and I'm here to help you to get in touch with your soul. So we're back with our 12 cycles of soulful magic, cycle number 2, which the theme is rest. And this cycle is from February 12 to March 12, 2021. And today in this video, I'm going to share with you my top 3 tips on how you can immerse better into this rest magic. So in my last video, I have shared with you the summary of my card reading on, why, we should create better rest in our lives, how we're going to affect our mind, body, and soul, and also, how we can do that briefly. And so now this is more my 3 tips that in my own experience helped me to rest better. And of course, if you have any other tips you want to share, feel free to leave a comment in our Facebook page or in our Instagram post. I'd love to hear from you. All right, so let's get to our first tip. So the tip number 1 is create a wind down ritual before you sleep. Okay, so if anybody have children before, and even you have not, you might know friends you have. So some of you guys might know that I'm a mom of a 2-year-old, almost 3-year-old now. And for babies, you need to create a bedtime routine to help them, to teach them to sleep, basically. So I think that personally, adults actually need that too. You learn that probably most likely, hopefully when you're a baby, to learn to fall asleep. And then as we get older, we sort of forget about it and we're like, okay, we can just fall asleep anytime we want because we're just so tired and exhausted. In a way, sometimes I'm sure maybe some of you have experienced, I myself personally have experienced, my body's so tired, but just can't switch my mind off, and it just takes me, a long time before I can fall asleep into the bed. So what really can help with that is creating a wind down ritual. A wind down ritual is really just for winding down your mind. Every person is different, so it's really important finding how what works for you, what kind of wind down ritual works for you. So I'm gonna go back to the baby example, right? So usually, most likely for a baby, you either have a bath or you have dinner. With my son, we usually have a bath first, so he's more awake for dinner, but sometimes it's the other way around. And then we always, afterwards we play a bit, we sing some songs or read some stories, and then, we switch off the lights and we say goodnight. Right? And we try to stick to the routine every night as much as possible. If you think about the baby, you wouldn't really feed them like tea or coffee or alcohol to give them to sleep, right? It would actually stimulate them, or worse, damage their nervous system. Or you wouldn't like give them to watch like something really exciting on the phone, or like TV, like cartoon on phone before they fall asleep, because they will not sleep and they will fight you to stop. So you wouldn't do those things. And if you wouldn't do it for a baby, you probably wouldn't do it for yourself, or shouldn't do it for yourself. So treat yourself like this royal baby. A lot of studies have shown also that the blue light from the phone that gives out can disrupt your body's biological clock and sleeping pattern. So even though sometimes you feel like you can watch the phone and you do fall asleep, it actually does disrupt your sleep pattern. So one really good way, a suggestion, a tip from Sean Stevenson's book called Sleep Smarter, he suggests that actually turn off all your devices at least 60 minutes prior to your bedtime, if not even 90 minutes. If that sounds too crazy for you, maybe just start small, right? Start with 15 minutes before your bedtime. What you're gonna do with that 15 minutes, maybe you will read a book, maybe you will write in a journal, maybe that's when you go and brush your teeth, and maybe you even go do a meditation or chanting. Just find what works for you and start simple. Just start with one thing that will work. Maybe it's just switching off your phone 15 minutes before your sleep. My second tip is to try a digital detox for a day or even longer. So last April, when Museflower was closed, I actually took this opportunity to try a social media detox for 10 days. I couldn't do a full digital detox because I still have to check emails and reply emails. For digital detox, really, you can decide what extent you want. Maybe you can, maybe you want to go the full way, you just completely off the grid, like no emails, no TV, no whatever, texting, social media. Or, in my case, I just chose social media detox, but I kept the TV and I kept my TV, and I have to work as well, with email emails and stuff. So what happened for me was actually I started to realize that I was checking into social media more as a habit and also more as a way just to kill time when I feel bored or when I just feel like I don't want to engage in the present moment. So I put, I use in my phone, I can put the apps into like a folder, and I put the folder and just rename it to be digital detox. And I also set a screen time like limit for how long, if I were going to go into Facebook, maybe just 15 minutes or Instagram 15 minutes, because sometimes for work, maybe I still have to go in to check with Facebook and Instagram. And so just putting a time limit there so it won't kind of fall into the social media black hole. When I wanted to click into the social media icon, but then I realized, it's in the digital detox app, and so I could take a mindful pause and just say, do I really need this at the moment, or is that something else that I can do? So, usually is I put down my phone and there's something else I can do, and usually what you find is that you get more free time to do what you want to do. Social media is more like the easy way out when you feel bored. And so, maybe, when we put that away now, when we feel bored, what can we do? I'm sure there are tons of things to do, and even just practice the art of doing nothing. That's also a great just thing to do, just to learn to be. How to learn to engage in the present moment is the most important thing that I've learned from digital detox. So my third tip is to allow yourself to try out a holistic therapy or even a solo retreat. You guys know that I love spas, and that's how I'm into spas. It's a whole spa and wellness industry for more than a decade. But I'll be the first one to admit that sometimes just having massage, like, it's relaxing for the body, but maybe you can't really relax the mind completely. Sometimes the mind is still thinking about something, or worse, sometimes a massage, like the phone is ringing, there's like text notifications coming in and out, and the mind is not relaxed. So what I mean by holistic therapy, or you can say alternative therapy, there are quite a few out there that I personally experienced that really helped me to get into that deep relaxation state. So one that I really highly recommend to try is craniosacral therapy. So in craniosacral therapy, the therapist, they put their hands kind of like really light touch around your head, your neck area, sometimes your back and even pelvis, and just to allow, there's just like this spinal fluid that's flowing between the brain and spine, and just let it flow better, and kind of helps the body to heal naturally. There are many physical benefits with craniosacral therapy, but just for me, in my own experience, I've always experienced a very kind of deep sense of peace and stillness and connection with my body. It's very hard to explain in words, but it is definitely one of those therapies that my mind can just completely switch off. A second one that's very relaxing is Reiki. So Reiki is a type of energy healing where the practitioner channels the energy from the universe, and put a light touch on your body and helps to remove kind of blockages that we're holding in an energetic field. Reiki is one of the many forms of energy healings, but what I like about Reiki is because you lie down fully clothed, and the practitioner put the hands really lightly on you or on top of you. For a lot of people, they fall asleep, but sometimes for me, in my own experience, it's almost like you're falling asleep, or you feel like you have fallen asleep but you really did not. So it's sort of like in between state, or sometimes I did fall asleep. When I woke up, I just feel like so refreshed and like I had the best sleep ever, even though maybe it's just like an hour. I highly recommend Reiki, especially for people you have not tried experience energy healing before, or you just want something that is kind of a deep relaxing and just kind of work on your energy as well. Reiki is definitely a really great choice. So just really kind of explore in your local area if you can find a local practitioner. If you live in Thailand, we also offer Reiki here at Museflower. So just kind of check out what works for you. And of course, if a chance, you can even take one step further to go for a solo retreat. So here at Museflower, actually, we have a lot of guests who come here as solo travelers, and a lot of times it's actually their first time to travel alone to go for a retreat. And I would totally recommend, a minimum of 4 days, 3 nights for any kind of retreat experience, be it like if you're going for yoga, meditation, a spa, or some kind of healing self-discovery retreat, because it really takes 3 days for our mind to kind of detach from like whatever the stresses that were going on in our daily life, and just really be in the moment and be in sync with like the surroundings that we are in that retreat center. And so it really takes kind of 3 days to wind down and then to feel more connected with ourselves. And that's just the beginning. If you can stay longer, that's great. But if not, minimum 4 days, 3 nights. You know, maybe there are no retreat centers near where you live, or maybe that's not possible because you have young ones or family you have to take care of. So, you know, find a local hotel, resort, bed and breakfast, or if it's safe for you to travel and to stay there, and just go for a restful holiday. It was a great way to support your local businesses, especially during this challenging time. And also, you know, just a restful holiday means you don't need to plan for anything, like plan for a lot of like activities. Just, you know, just go there for chill. It's like a chilling, relaxing holiday. And you know, if you're the one who usually like plan everything, you know, maybe you can delegate for somebody, or you plan all those planning in advance. So when you go there, you also plan out this kind of like time for yourself, that you're away from the group if possible. You know, just have some time for really to just allow yourself be bored, and we know that actually boredom stimulates creativity. You know, just let your mind to take a rest. Even better, you know, add on a digital detox, like a restful holiday. I don't mean, you know, you're gonna sit there binge watching TV or like just stay with your phone the whole day. That's not the point as well. We want to be in the present moment and really just stay engaged with the present moment through this restful holiday. Those are my 3 tips on how, you know, can immerse better into this rest magic. And of course, if you do live in Thailand, and if it's safe for you to travel from where you live, you can come check out Museflower Retreat and Spa. We offer, like I said, Reiki here. We also have retreats here, and you know, just for a time for yourself to relax and, you know, take a restful holiday or a restful break. And I wish you a restorative and restful cycle, and where you feel completely recharged and refreshed afterwards. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.